Hi guys, it's Zug and welcome back to another video. Today I have two parts of this video. First, I want to thank you all for all your support through this time. I feel so warm for the message that you send me. When I did the video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what happened and just to told you why I wouldn't be coming for these 2 weeks because I needed some time. But each time that I receive a message from you from that side, it was heartwarming and it feel like it healed a little bit more faster because of that. So thank you so much. I totally appreciate it. And now it's time to come back. It's time to start doing work. I have a lot of things planned, a lot of things shooting and everything, so let's dive in. And I decided to start this channel with the thing that I love to do the most, which is a book review. And this time I'll be reviewing The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This book was a 2020 release. I was looking for him like since the beginning. I love the cover. The cover is simply like the most beautiful thing. And my best friend from the UK gifted me as a birthday gift, but it only was to release the paperback in December and it arrived in January, and now I read it and I still don't have words for it. The House in the Cerulean Sea, it's set on like a parallel universe from ours. So we have Linus Baker, who is a human. He's not magical, but in the world he lives there is magical creatures, and he works on the Demicon, which is the department in charge of magical youth. Basically, the magical beings were obligated to register to do a registration on the system to be more or less monitorized, which by the say it's very racist and very discriminating. And his job is to go to this orphanage, to these houses where the children of magical beings are kept, and they learn things like math and everything, and inspect them, like if they behave well, if the master is doing his job, more or less like a social security in any country. And he's tasked with the most higher task of all, going to this house where there are the highest controlled children, or at least what he thinks, because one of the children is the Antichrist. As you can see, it's very interesting. And when he arrives, he starts to see things and starts to have a little bit of change of mind. One of the quotes is the burst of the bubble. He lived in a bubble. He followed everything by the rule book. If the rule book says it's that, he doesn't almost think like for himself. And when he sees a different reality and he tries to understand, because he's go there for 1 month to inspection, like on detail everything, it starts to see that things are not what it seems, and things are pretty much it can be different from what the rulebook says. I don't think it has a lot of fantasy. The fantasy is just more on the creatures. For example, we have a gnome whose name is Talia. We have a whiner, which is like a dragon, but it has, instead of having four members and 2 wings, just have 2 members and 2 wings. The wings work very much as arms. We have a blob. It's just a blob with snail eyes, very creepy. We have a boy who can change into a dog, not like a werewolf, change literally into a dog. We have the Antichrist, which is very much fantasy. Let me think. We have a gnome. We have a sprite. It's like a nature spirit. We have 2 of them actually, but basically that is the element points of the story. It doesn't have any more fantasy besides that. The story in terms of plot is very well designed. We follow a little bit of the life of Linus in the town, what he feels, his life. We see a lot of time in the house, the month that he spends there, the activities, and then we see his return to the town and delivering his reports to his bosses. I think the story tackles a lot of different important subjects. For example, the discrimination, the judging by the appearance or the status, because as you can see, when you heard the word Antichrist, you start judging like the children as being bad without even meet him because of his status, because he's the Antichrist. But I think will be the same thing if you say he's a witch or she's a dark witch, you know. But she was born a dark witch doesn't mean that she will grow to be a dark witch. So the circumstances that you're born or that we are imprinted in the beginning doesn't continues for our lives and doesn't obligate us to go for the dark path or the good path. You know, you can change path and you can improve yourself, and that's how why Mr. Parnassus, which is the headmaster and the teacher for these children, teach them that they can be more than they think. They don't have to be what the society wants them to be. This also has an LGBTQ representation. Linus and Mr. Parnassus are in the LGBT spectrum, and basically it's a romance, and it's I think it could be a society. It has some critical commentaries from the society, and I think it is a book with a deepness that is not so characteristic sometimes. I thought, and from the reviews I heard, especially on Jeremy Fee's also reviewed this book, it's much a harm that you feel by reading this book. You reach the end and you feel like, it was so sweet, it was so nice, it was so beautiful, but at the same time made you think about what each character, especially Linus, Lucy, who is the Antichrist, Parnassus, each felt during the process, and all the other characters that we follow. The children are simply adorable, you know. They are adorable in their way, and that's what makes this book so special. Each character is designed on their own way, and it's so beautifully done. The writing style is very smooth and very enchanting, but also very engaging. You know, you just keep reading, keep feeling like the warmth that comes from the book. You keep feeling okay, feeling fine, feeling I like this. I like the characters, I like the design, I like the setting of the house, the adventures that they go, all those moments, and you start seeing Linus and Parnassus' relationship grow and how they start building each other, and it's very, very nice. And there's a lot about this book. I think this book could be read in any age. I think like from 10, 14, maybe. It's not a hard book. It's a very engaging one. It's very, I don't know, I don't have words to say, because I think I felt very well reading it, you know, especially during that time that I was more dark. It gave me some light, you know. It was so sweet. Everything was so charming. The kids, the characters, the older ones, the setting, you know, it's a very beautiful setting, you know, a house on the island, you see the ocean, we see the forest. It's so good. I totally recommend it to you. But it's a passage that I really enjoy, that when Linus start meeting the children, what it is, it's there. So he reached the house. There is one quote that I will really enjoy, so I will put here very fast. But he reached the house, he starts to meeting the children. He first meets Talia, with a gnome, and she starts like showing him the house, showing the children, and he goes meet the last children, which is Lucy, which is the Antichrist, who is with Mr. Parnassus, and he reached the house, everything goes very dark, very gloomy, like very bad, and he starts like this: "I'm evil incarnate," the drashly voice said. "I'm the blith upon the skin of this world. I will bring him to his knees. Prepare for the end of the days. Your time has come, and river will run with the blood of the innocent." And then Talia sighed and says, "He's such a drama queen." You know, it is kind of humor. I reach myself during the book and I continue to laugh because they are so iconic, like so that's punchlines that will break the scene, you know, like "I will burn the world." Well, it's such a drama queen, you know. It makes you feel warm, it makes you feel happy, it makes you laugh. It's brilliant. I love that. It's really good, and during the book we have a lot of these scenes, you know, especially with Lucy, because he tries to say "I will burn," and then they were like, "Chill, please, calm down." And it makes you feel, because I don't know, I thought that these punchlines, and especially this one because it's the first introduction we have to the Antichrist, it was like, mwah, it's such a drama queen, you know. It's just like, do the drama, don't pay many attention. It's just a diva. I think it was brilliant. It's definitely a book that doesn't have maybe the biggest plot, or has the biggest magic system, or has the biggest message that is very clear and very strong. I think we'll give you little messages through the book. We'll give you little insights and little thinking points that you will think about it and say, "Oh, yeah, that's happened. That's right. That's how things should be." But you reach the end and you feel that arm hug. You feel that you're fulfilled, because that book makes you feel, for the time that you read it, good. It makes you feel completed, because it's a book about love, about caring, about relationships, and it's about more important that appearances, you know. It is what it is, and you reach the end and you feel, okay, I feel complete. It may not be the best book ever, it may not be like wow, but you feel that warmness, like, yeah, it felt good. It, like, it doesn't need more than that. I think it delivered what it was supposed to do. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my review for The House in the Cerulean Sea by DJ Klune. Tell me in the comments if you are planning to read this book, if you read, what are your thoughts. I would love to discuss this book with you. I totally recommend it if you are on a reading slump or in a dark mood to break everything, because it will break that reading slump so easily. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I see you guys on my next video. Bye.